She hugged me after surgery. Her hands were trembling. "You saved me," she whispered. "Isabel, my sister-in-law, I gave her my kidney. I thought I saved family. 2 weeks later, I found a marriage license. Hers, and the groom my husband. I wasn't his wife. I was the donor, a living body they needed, and I was about to tear their lives apart. One document at a time. I met Ethan Caldwell 3 years ago. Mass General Hospital. I was finishing my surgery residency, working ER rotations, 36-hour shifts, coffee-stained scrubs, the glamorous life of a future surgeon. He walked into my emergency room at 2 a.m. Minor car accident. Nothing serious. But he was calm, collected. Even bleeding from a forehead cut, he looked like he belonged on a magazine cover. "You have steady hands," he said as I stitched him up. "Comes with the job." "What's your name?" "Dr. Mitchell, Elena Mitchell." "Elena," he smiled. Beautiful name for a beautiful woman saving lives. I should have known then. Smooth talkers always have something to hide. But I was tired. Lonely. Working 80 hours a week doesn't leave much time for dating. When a handsome man in an expensive suit shows interest, you notice. He sent flowers the next day. Then the day after that. Then he showed up at the hospital with coffee and asked me to dinner. I don't usually date patients. Technically, I'm not your patient anymore. Technically, you're still healing from injuries I treated. Then heal me faster. I laughed. First time I'd laughed in months. Ethan Caldwell knew how to make a woman feel special. He knew which wine paired with which meal. He held doors. He listened when I talked about my work. He made me feel like the center of his universe. "You're different from other women I've dated," he told me on our 5th date. "How so?" "You have purpose, you save lives, you matter." Within 6 months, we were living together. His penthouse overlooked the Charles River. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Marble countertops. The kind of place I'd only seen in movies. "This is too much," I said the first night I stayed over. "You deserve luxury, Elena. You work harder than anyone I know." He proposed 8 months later. Venice. Gondola ride at sunset. The ring was a 3-carat diamond that caught light like captured stars. "Say yes and make me the luckiest man alive." I said yes. We married in spring. Small ceremony. His family flew in from California. Old money. The kind of people who summer in the Hamptons and winter in Aspen. They welcomed me warmly. "Ethan talks about you constantly," his mother said. "He's never been happier." "She's perfect for him," agreed his father. "Intelligent, beautiful, successful, but no siblings." "Ethan was an only child," he said. "Except for Isabel. My cousin," he explained. "More like a sister, really. We grew up together after her parents died. Isabel was stunning. 38 years old. Auburn hair. Green eyes. She worked in art restoration, lived in San Francisco. She hugged me tight at the wedding. I'm so happy Ethan found you. He deserves someone wonderful. The honeymoon was perfect. 2 weeks in Italy. Ethan was attentive, romantic. He took pictures of me everywhere we went. I want to remember every moment with you. We have a lifetime of moments ahead. Promise me something, Elena. Anything? If something ever happens to me, take care of Isabel. She's all the family I have left. Nothing's going to happen to you. Promise me. I promise. 6 months into our marriage, Ethan got the call. I was making breakfast when his phone rang. His face went white. What is it? Isabel, she's in the hospital. Kidney failure, sudden onset. Her doctor said it was genetic, rare, fatal without treatment. She needs a transplant, Ethan said. He was crying. I'd never seen him cry before. They put her on the waiting list, but But the average wait time is 3 to 5 years. She doesn't have that long. What about family donors? I'm not compatible. Neither are our cousins. None of us match. There has to be someone. The doctor said they could test you, if you're willing. Of course I'm willing. She's family. The blood test results came back 3 days later. Perfect match. Not just compatible. Perfect. This is incredible, the doctor said. Your tissue markers align almost identically. It's like your genetic siblings. Is that unusual? Very. Even actual siblings rarely match this perfectly. What are the odds? 1 in 10,000, maybe less. Ethan squeezed my hand. You're a miracle, Elena. The surgery was scheduled for the following month. I had time to prepare. Physical therapy, diet adjustments, mental health counseling. Donating a kidney is major surgery, the counselor explained. Are you sure you want to do this? She's my husband's sister. Of course I'm sure. Sister? Cousin, like a sister. They grew up together. I see. And you understand the risks. I'm a surgeon. I understand the risks. Being a medical professional doesn't make you immune to complications. Nothing will happen. I'm healthy, young, good candidate. Have you discussed this with other family members? There is no other family, just us. The night before surgery, Ethan cooked dinner. My favorite meal. Lobster bisque, filet mignon, chocolate soufflé. Last meal before you become my heroes, he said. I'm not a hero. I'm just doing what anyone would do. Not anyone. You, my amazing wife. I love you, Ethan. I love you too. More than you'll ever know. Surgery day arrived. I kissed Ethan goodbye in pre-op. See you on the other side, I said. I'll be waiting. The operation lasted 6 hours. When I woke up, Ethan was there. So was Isabel. Pale but smiling. Thank you, she whispered. You saved my life. That's what family does. Recovery was harder than expected. Pain medication made me nauseous. Walking was difficult. I couldn't lift anything heavier than a coffee cup, but Isabel recovered beautifully. Color returned to her cheeks. Energy came back. She sent flowers every day. I can never repay you, she wrote in a card. You don't need to. Just get better. 2 weeks post-surgery, I was home sorting mail when the envelope arrived. Hospital billing department. Insurance updates. Routine paperwork. I opened it while drinking tea. Flipped through consent forms. Updated contact information. Then I saw it. Marriage certificate, Clark County, Nevada. Groom Ethan Michael Caldwell. Bride Isabel Marie Ward. Date March 4th, 6 years ago. The teacup slipped from my hands, shattered on the kitchen floor. I stared at the paper, read it again. Again. This had to be wrong. A filing error. Someone else with the same name. But Isabel's middle name was Marie. I knew because I'd seen her driver's license when she was too weak to sign hospital forms, and the address listed was Ethan's old apartment. The one before the penthouse. My hands were shaking. I called the Clark County Records Office. I need to verify a marriage certificate, I said. Certificate number. I read the number. That certificate is valid and current. Filed March 4th, 2018. No amendments or dissolutions on record. Are you sure? Yes, ma'am. The marriage is legally active. I hung up. Sat on the kitchen floor next to broken porcelain and cold tea. If their marriage was active, what was mine? I found our marriage certificate. Massachusetts. Filed 11 months ago. I called the Massachusetts Registry Office. I need to check if my husband was married before our ceremony. We don't cross-reference out-of-state marriages unless specifically flagged. What does that mean? If someone lies about their marital status, we wouldn't necessarily know. How is that possible? Different states, different databases. We rely on self-reported information. So someone could commit bigamy. It's rare and illegal, but possible. I hung up. Looked at our marriage certificate again. Ethan had signed as Ethan M. Caldwell, not his full legal name, which was Ethan Michael Caldwell. He'd listed his address as a hotel downtown, not his actual residence. He'd checked single under marital status. All lies, calculated lies. That night I pretended to be asleep when Ethan came home. He kissed my forehead. Sweet dreams, my love. I waited until his breathing was steady. Then I crept to his office. His computer was password protected. I tried his birthday. Wrong. Our anniversary. Wrong. Then I tried Isabel's birthday. The computer unlocked. His email was organized in folders: work, personal, family, and one labeled private. I clicked it. Hundreds of messages, all to and from Isabel, dating back years. The most recent was from last week. Elena's recovery is going well. Doctor says I can travel in 2 weeks. When do we tell her? Ethan's reply: we don't, not yet. Let her heal first. I feel terrible about this. It was necessary, Izzy, you know that. She seems so genuine, almost makes me feel guilty. Guilt is a luxury we can't afford. She was the only match. What happens after? We figure it out, quietly, carefully. I scrolled up. Found messages from before our wedding. The test results are back. She's perfect, better than perfect. Are you sure about this plan? It's the only way. The waiting list could take years. You don't have years. What if she finds out? She won't. She's trusting, naive, perfect for what we need. And after the surgery, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. My stomach turned. I kept reading. Messages from 2 years ago. Found her. ER doctor at Mass General, single, no family nearby. Are you sure she's compatible? Pre-screening suggests high probability. Getting closer to confirm. Be careful, Ethan. I'm always careful. She's falling for it. And from 3 years ago, doctors say you need a transplant within 5 years. We need to start looking for a donor. I can't ask someone to give me a kidney. You're not asking. I am, and I'll make sure they want to say yes. I printed everything, page after page of evidence. They'd planned this from the beginning. Every moment of our relationship was calculated. Every smile, every kiss, every declaration of love. I was never his wife. I was a mark, a target, a walking spare parts catalog. I closed the computer, went back to bed, lay there until dawn planning. The next morning I called in sick to work. Then I drove to the best medical ethics attorney in Boston. Patricia Chen had a reputation for taking on impossible cases. And winning. Tell me everything, she said. I spread the documents across her conference table. Marriage certificates, email printouts, medical records. She read in silence. Her expression darkened with each page. This isn't just fraud, she said finally. This is exploitation. They used false identity and marital deception to obtain your organ. Can we prosecute? We can try. Bigamy is a felony. So is obtaining medical procedures under false pretenses. What about the kidney? That's more complex. You consented to the surgery. But the consent was based on fraudulent information. I want them destroyed. Legally. Any way possible. She smiled. I like your style. We spent 3 hours building the case. Fraudulent marriage, medical manipulation, identity theft, conspiracy to commit bigamy. What about Isabel? I asked. She's equally culpable, knowing participant in fraud, accessory to bigamy. Good. There's something else. The hospital could face sanctions. They approved a transplant based on false family relationships. Even better. Patricia connected me with a criminal attorney. Marcus Webb, specialist in complex fraud cases. This is big, he said after reviewing the evidence. Federal big, wire fraud, mail fraud, medical fraud. How big? Prison time big, for both of them. What do we need? More evidence, recordings, bank records, anything showing premeditation. I can get recordings. Be careful. Massachusetts requires two-party consent for recording conversations. What if I record in another state? Different laws, but risky. I'll take the risk. That evening I confronted Ethan, but carefully, with my phone recording. We need to talk, I said. About what? Isabel. His face didn't change. What about her? How long have you known she needed a kidney? I told you she was diagnosed 6 months ago. Before that. Before what? Before you met me. Now his expression shifted. Barely, but I caught it. Elena, what are you getting at? I think you know. I really don't. Then let me explain. I placed the Nevada marriage certificate on the coffee table. He went completely still. Where did you get this? The hospital sent it, with the insurance paperwork. It's not what you think. What do I think, Ethan? I can explain. I'm listening. He sat down heavily, ran his hands through his hair. Isabel and I, we were married, briefly, years ago. How briefly? It was a mistake. Vegas wedding. We were drunk, young and stupid. 6 years ago you were 32. Old enough to know better, but we never got divorced, just separated. For 6 years. We meant to file the papers, but we were in different states. It seemed like too much hassle for something that didn't matter. Didn't matter. We weren't together, hadn't been together in years. So you committed bigamy when you married me. Technically, yes, but no buts. Yes or no. Did you commit bigamy? Yes. Did you know our marriage was illegal when you proposed? Elena. Yes or no? Yes. Did you marry me to get access to my kidney? Long pause. That's not... It wasn't that simple. Make it simple. Isabel was sick. Dying. You were compatible. I thought, if you loved me, you'd want to help family. Family, right, your wife. Ex-wife, estranged wife, still your legal wife, which makes me what your mistress... Don't say that. What should I say? What am I, Ethan? You're the woman I love. No, I'm the woman whose organs you needed. He started crying, real tears this time, or very good fake ones. I do love you, Elena. This started as a plan, but it became real. You became real. When did it become real, before or after you got my kidney? Before, long before. Prove it. How? Divorce Isabel right now, file the papers. I can't. Why not? It's complicated. Uncomplicated. There are legal issues, financial issues, such as, if we divorce, she loses access to my health insurance. She needs ongoing medical care, anti-rejection drugs, monitoring, drugs to keep my kidney functioning. Yes. In her body. Elena, please. So you can't divorce her because then my kidney might reject. That's not the only reason, but it's a reason. Yes. I stood up. Pack your things. What? Pack your things and get out. Elena, we can work through this. No, we can't. I love you. You love my organs. There's a difference. That's not fair. Neither is lying to someone for 3 years to steal their body parts. I didn't steal anything. You gave freely. I gave based on lies. The result is the same. Isabel is alive. And I'm what's supposed to be grateful for the privilege of being deceived. You saved a life. I saved your wife's life, while being your illegal second wife. How modern of us. Elena, get out. This is my house. Then I'll leave. I went to the bedroom, started packing. Ethan followed. Where will you go? Hotel, friend's place, anywhere but here. Please don't leave. We can fix this. How? Therapy, counseling, I'll do whatever it takes. Start with divorce papers. I told you. And I told you to get out. He left that night. I stayed in the penthouse. Legally, it was complicated. Our marriage wasn't valid, so I had no claim to marital property. But he'd put my name on the lease. Another calculated move to make me feel secure. I called Patricia Chen. He admitted to bigamy, I said. I have it recorded. Good. What else? He can't divorce Isabel because she needs his health insurance for the anti-rejection drugs. Even better. That shows ongoing benefit from the fraud. What's our next move? We file charges, all of them. When? Tomorrow. I didn't sleep that night. I sat by the windows looking out at the city lights, thinking about the past 3 years. Every kiss had been a lie. Every I love you had been manipulation. Every romantic gesture had been an investment in my future compliance. But I wasn't angry anymore. I was cold, calculating, ready. They thought they'd found the perfect victim. Naive, trusting, isolated. They were wrong about naive. The next morning, we filed charges with the district attorney's office. The story hit the news by afternoon. Prominent businessman charged in kidney fraud scheme. Woman discovers husband's secret wife after organ donation. Medical ethics investigation launched at Mass General. My phone rang constantly. Reporters, colleagues, friends I hadn't spoken to in years. I ignored them all. Ethan called 17 times. I blocked his number. Isabel called once. I answered. Elena, please, let me explain. Explain what? I never wanted this to happen. Ethan said you knew. That you agreed to help even knowing the truth. Did you believe that? I wanted to believe it. That's not the same thing. I was dying, Elena. I would have done anything to live. Including fraud. Including fraud. Thank you for your honesty. What happens now? Now you face the consequences. What about my kidney, your kidney? What about it? If I go to prison, I won't have access to proper medical care. The kidney could fail. That's not my problem anymore. It was your kidney. It's your kidney now, along with your problems. I hung up. The legal proceedings moved quickly. Evidence was overwhelming. Ethan's lawyers tried to negotiate. My client is willing to make financial restitution, his attorney said. For what amount? Patricia asked. $2 million. For fraud, conspiracy, and bigamy. For the inconvenience caused to your client. Inconvenience, he stole her organs. She consented to the surgery. Under false pretenses. She can't prove intent, Patricia smiled. Actually, she can. We played the recording. Ethan's voice crystal clear. This started as a plan. His lawyer's face fell. $3 million, he said. No deal. $5 million. No deal. What do you want? Justice. The trial lasted 2 months. Media circus. Cameras outside the courthouse every day. Social media exploded with opinions. Some people supported me, called me brave for coming forward. Others blamed me, said I was vindictive, that I should be grateful Isabel was alive. I ignored both sides. Ethan testified in his own defense, claimed everything was motivated by love. For Isabel. For me. I never intended to hurt Elena, he said. I love her. If you loved her. The prosecutor asked, why did you lie to her for 3 years? I was protecting her. From what? From having to make an impossible choice. Between what and what? Between her own well-being and saving Isabel's life. So you made the choice for her. I made it easier for her. By lying. By loving her enough to ensure she could help family without guilt. Family, your wife. Former wife. You never divorced her. No. So she was your wife when you married Elena. Technically. Yes or no? Was Isabel your legal wife when you married Elena? Yes. Making your marriage to Elena. Invalid. Fraudulent. Legally, yes. Morally. I loved them both. The jury deliberated for 6 hours, guilty on all charges. Ethan got 3 years in federal prison. Isabel got 18 months in community service. The hospital paid a 7-figure fine but faced no criminal charges. I moved to Seattle. New job, new life. Far from Boston and all its memories. But the story followed me. Medical conferences. Hospital corridors. Dating apps. Aren't you the kidney lady? Men would ask, "Are you going to steal my organs?" They'd joke. I stopped dating, but I kept working. Surgery was the one thing they couldn't take from me. The operating room was the one place where I felt like myself. 2 years later, I got a letter. Prison stationery, Ethan's handwriting. "Elena, I know you probably won't read this, but I need you to know everything I felt for you was real. Yes, it started as a plan, but it became love. True love. The kind that changes you." I burned the letter without finishing it. 6 months later, another letter. "Isabel is struggling. The anti-rejection drugs are expensive. She lost her job, her apartment. I can't help her from here. She's living with distant relatives who resent the burden." I burned that one too. Last month, a third letter arrived. "I'm being released next week. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect anything. But I want you to know if I could do it over, I'd do it differently. I'd tell you the truth from the beginning. I'd trust you to make the choice yourself. I didn't burn this letter. I kept it. Not because I forgave him, not because I believed him, but because it reminded me of something important. I did make a choice. 3 years ago, I chose to save a life. That choice was based on lies, but the choice itself was mine. And I'd make it again. Not for Ethan, not for their marriage, not for their plans, but because when someone is dying and you can save them, you do. That's what doctors do. Save lives, even when it costs us everything. I heard through mutual acquaintances that Isabel's kidney is functioning well. She's back to work. Healthy. Alive. I heard that Ethan moved to Florida. Started over. New name, they say. New life. I wonder sometimes if he found another woman, another donor, another plan. I hope not, but I'll never know for sure. Last week, I got a call from Patricia Chen. "Elena, I thought you should know. Ethan Caldwell was arrested again." "For what?" "Insurance fraud. Seems he's been running medical scams in Tampa." "Anyone hurt?" "Not yet, but there's something else." "What?" "He was married. Again. To a nurse this time. Bigamy. Looks like it. His divorce from Isabel was never finalized." I hung up and sat in my kitchen drinking tea from a new cup. Some people never learn, but some people do. And sometimes the best revenge is simply living well. My kidney function is perfect. My career is thriving. My life is mine. Their lives remain complicated by lies, legal troubles, and consequences. That seems fair. The phone rang again. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Dr. Mitchell, this is Dr. Sarah Martinez at Tampa General Hospital." "Yes. I'm sorry to bother you, but your name came up in an investigation we're conducting." "What kind of investigation?" "Medical fraud. A patient here claims his wife donated a kidney to his sister, but we can't verify the family relationship. And the donor's name is Jennifer Walsh. But she's asking questions about the recipient, about the family connection." "What kind of questions?" "The same questions you probably asked 3 years ago." I was quiet for a long moment. "Dr. Mitchell, are you there?" "I'm here." "Would you be willing to speak with her, Jennifer Walsh?" "Why me?" "Because you might be the only person who can help her understand what she's gotten into." "Before it's too late." "Yes." I looked out my window. Seattle skyline. Rain falling gently. A new life built from the ashes of an old one. "Give me her number," I said. "Thank you, Dr. Mitchell." "Don't thank me yet. Because some stories never end. They just find new chapters, and new victims. But this time, maybe the victim could become the hunter. Maybe it was time to stop Ethan Caldwell. For good.